Hello everyone, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another video for Vanguard Zero. It's time for the shutdown arc to continue. Now, I took a break, but I don't really feel like I want to take a break. Because, look guys, I'm just looking at the math here, and I am not going fast enough if I want to actually get through the rest of these chapters. I did the math, and there are roughly 2 weeks left for me to complete the shutdown arc. And guess how many chapters are in the current season? 14. How does that make me look? Come on, I can do better than this. I'll probably just go to bed early tonight and then get up and try to record a bunch. It's going to be a weird day. I'm probably going to hate it, but you know what? I'll do whatever I want. I still haven't done Shay's rerun, even though I don't have to do it again. I mean, I know I don't have to, but why not? Why not? Although, to be honest, I am definitely doing Zone's rerun as well. I can do everything. I can do everything. All I have to do is prove it. And I don't need to prove it to anyone but myself. Because I'm pretty sure I can do it. Now let me take a look here at what I would like to accomplish before the night ends. Or before I log off, to be more specific. Okay, there are 5 parts here. And then there are 3 here. Dude, this looks like a lot. Okay, now I do know that some people just read scripts and that's the majority of their channel, and I'm just like, I feel like I am so weak because they probably do that all day, and I just read a lot of things. I add dialogue, but I don't feel like I'm doing much work. But that's not what my body is saying to me. My body is saying, yes, we're doing a lot of work and you're going so fast. No, I'm really not. I'm really not. If I was, it would be easier for me to actually do this. It's been hard, but I'm gonna do it. You know why? Because I'm persistent and I will not give up. I will not give up. I will not give up ever. Oh God. I know it's hard, and I know that in some ways I feel like I cannot escape from this suffering. But it will one day end. It will one day end. Oh God, you have to start with this? Yes, as though I haven't started this way before. Because I'm dark, and sometimes I'm obsessed over death. Well, this time the game is about to bring that back up. So, in case anyone has forgotten, someone is dead. I'm not entirely sure I remember how or why. But pretty sure the death was mundane, like someone accidentally ran him over or something. I mean, how many car accidents can there be? Is there? There are so many car accidents in card game anime these days, and I'm only talking about like 2. Oh my God. Let's move on. Hello, Jaime? Tokoha. I'm sorry, it's bad news. Oh, what's going on? It's Miguel. He's dead. No. It's been 2 days since it happened. Akane, how's Tokoha coping? She's not doing too well. It came as a big shock to her. A horrific traffic accident like that. Still can't believe it. Dude, really? Come on. It's hit her hard. I know she'd only just met him, but they'd become good friends. And then to suddenly lose him. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, if I made a new friend and I clicked really well with them, I would be upset if they suddenly died as well. I mean, honestly. Bonjour. Hi, Akane. Hi, hey, mate. Oh, God. Give me a second. Let me rephrase that. Let me repronounce that. Bonjour. Hi, Akane. Hey, Hey, I'm, oh god, I can read. Bonjour. Hi, Akane. Hi, Jaime. Do you guys need any help here? I can pronounce Jaime's name, I think. Oh god. You sure you're up to it? To be honest, I'm probably like Tokoha. I'm probably not in the best of shape. You know what? I'm not grieving over someone's death, though. I'm not that bad. But do I feel very good? Well, no. Not exactly. I mean, I may not be grieving over someone's death, but I'm about to lose a game that I liked once. And I still like it. That's why I'm doing this. It's just, you can't really say that you still like a game that has... This is basically a different format for Vanguard, so, if I like the format, well, too bad, the game's dying. You sure you're up to it? Sorry if I worried you. Alright then, if you're sure. Need to be careful, I think my vocal cords are getting tired again. Anyone available to help this boy with the teaching fight? You bet. I'll be there in a sec. To be honest, I understand why people criticize Tokoha's outfit, but still. If I had to compare it to Aichi's double sleeves are still so much worse. Is this the first time you've played? So, do you have your own deck of cards? No. Alright then, let's start with this. I see you used the Neo Nectar deck as well. Yeah, she's used the Neo Nectar clan for the entire series so far. And I don't think she ever switches. Is she okay? Tokoha? Excuse me, miss? Are you okay? Oh, I'm fine. Thank you. Let's get back to playing the game, shall we? Are you sure you're okay? I'm sorry. You'll have to excuse me. Could you take over for me, please? The footsteps. Well, shit. Oh, mi amigo, if it's too much to face the world, maybe you should go home and rest. Hey. I've got an idea here. I'm going to be taking part. The #2 EuroLeague final tonight. It might help you to take your mind off things. Okay, so... I am pronouncing Euro right, correct? Maybe I'm not. If I'm not, I'll have to deal with that later. I just don't think I'm in the best state of mind to obsess over pronunciations, even though that's absolutely what I'm doing by pointing this out. Well, my bad. I just wish I could pronounce better, you know? I really need to recover from this, but it's so hard. Because the game's about to die, and I'm just like, but I want to keep playing. She's still grieving. She's doing her best to put on a brave face. It can't be helped. It'll take our time to get over it. Is there anything we can possibly do to help her deal with her grief? I want to know the answer to that. Also, how do normal people deal with their grief? I mean, I've only gone through the 5 stages of grief with like, a couple things. I mainly remember the 5 stages of grief with Reigns, but anything else, I've never grieved over the death of a human being. I've never grieved over the death of a human being. That sounds so bad. But, I mean, I know it sounds awful, okay? But I do know that one day, my day will come. And it will be very depressing when I had to actually announce that day. I might honestly make a video and I'll be crying in the middle of it. Yes, I just hope I don't actually decide to record when I'm grieving. Like, if I'm in the middle of grieving, should I really be recording? I don't think so. But anyway, I can get through the 5 stages of grief, but it's not so easy to grieve when someone is dead. Compared to, a series that's still around, it's just ended. Oh my god. Well, this series started it this time. Yes, the content I am recording started it. I have never once discussed death unprompted. Oh my god. Well, I invited her to come and watch the card fight tonight. What? The thing is, it's not just her that's finding this hard to deal with. I miss him too. Having to fight in the finals while I'm feeling like this is a struggle. But I'll try my best. Yeah, I was dueling earlier, and I did a terrible job getting anywhere. I could really tell that I was distracted. And I'm just like, this isn't even because of potential pre-existing distractions. My deck I didn't do that great with it. I didn't really feel like playing Vanguard Zero though, because I wanted to take a break, especially after how last night ended. And no, it's not because someone in this series died. That's just a weird coincidence, and I decided to stop there because for some reason I was terrified out of my mind. Why was I terrified? Well, I'm not sure. Don't ask me. I mean, I don't know what my emotions are doing up there. You think I know this shit? They're my emotions, but that doesn't mean I know where they're coming from. I don't necessarily understand them just because I'm experiencing them. Why am I continuing to ramble about this? Do your best, Jaime, and if you lose, don't worry, that's okay. We all deal with a bunch of shit every now and then. Though most of us get a break. Well, I certainly don't, but I don't necessarily feel like the country is getting a break either. If she can see how I channel my grief into the game, maybe. Channeling grief into a card game isn't a very good idea, Jaime, because I've done that before. My cards know when I'm grieving, and when they know I'm grieving, they just don't. They know when I'm grieving, and they don't feel that great either. And it's very strange, but it's a thing. Like if I'm not feeling very well, my deck can pick up on it, and it'll respond. By obviously not feeling that great, it's not something that makes sense, but I mean, those losses still happened. Those losses still happened. That doesn't mean I can just say, no, they didn't happen. No, if I logged on to Duel Links, I could prove that those losses did in fact happen, and it doesn't matter if it makes sense or not why I lost. All I can tell you is my deck isn't always going to be up to par when I'm feeling upset. Because it's like my deck just knows things. And I know that it sounds like I'm cherry picking, and probably I am. Because I probably play better when I'm less depressed. I'm not depressed, I'm just pissed. There's a difference. Oh my god. Well, I guess in some cases, depression does manifest as anger, but I don't think that's the case here. I think I'm just very, very pissed. Uh-huh. I thought Miguel and Tokoha would make a good match, but I never really expected them to hit it off so quickly. Oh, Jaime. You are so full of life, so full of enthusiasm for what lay ahead of you. Your dreams of becoming a pro, Miguel. The world's a big place, Tokoha. We've both gone out into that world in hopes of finding out what the future holds for us. I'm still not entirely sure. Do you think we'll really discover what we're meant to do with our lives? Will we find which path we're meant to follow on our journey through life? That is a very heavy question, Tokoha. How am I supposed to answer that? I can't. I'm sure a lot of people think I'm full of shit, and I don't even know how to respond to that. Like, I just have to function, man. Right now, I'm barely doing that. I don't know how to pronounce that. I would like to apologize to any country that speaks French. I know that France speaks French, but I'm pretty sure there are other countries that do that too. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Oh god, I'm bad. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Oh god, that is so awful. Excuse me, excuse me, miss. If you're interested, I can guide you to the site. Excuse me, miss. If you're interested, I can show you the sites. I'm a volunteer guide here in this city. Thanks, I'm fine. Are you sure you're fine, Tokoha? Do you know what time it is? Come on, there's no need to be shy. Want to hear an interesting story about the Eiffel Tower? When it was first built, a lot of artists and writers hated it. Why? What is wrong with it? Like, well, okay, I can understand why artists would hate it, because it's very tall, very massive, and I should know. I was there once. And I was just not able to handle it. I'm afraid of heights. Now it's a phobia. But in any case, I just didn't do very well when I was at the Eiffel Tower. I wanted to get a good sight, but I couldn't enjoy it because I was too busy being terrified out of my mind. You know, so I went to the Eiffel Tower, but you know what? I'm a writer, and I hate the Eiffel Tower. What is my problem with it? Oh, well, I just want the tower to survive, okay? First off, it needs to survive. But my opinion of the Eiffel Tower is, just don't bring me there because I might suffer a lot. And if I'm suffering there, then you're probably going to suffer too, because you know what? I am absolutely useless when I'm there. And that is what I learned when I was at the Eiffel Tower. I learned just how bad my fear of heights is. It was so crippling that my mom had to help me get down. And it was definitely not easy for her. I mean, especially because I was so terrified and so insistent that I could just get through I should have just taken the elevator. Why didn't I do that? I'm insane. But you know what? I probably would have had the same issue even if I did use the elevator. Because I already believe that in my head. I'm just like, dude, why can't I just accept a good view? Why? Why do I have to be so lightheaded just because I'm... Oh, whatever, let's move on. Really? The idea of building a structure of steel in a city like Paris, which prided itself on its beautiful architecture... The idea of building a structure of steel in a city like Paris, which prided itself on its beautiful architecture, caused an uproar. Architecture... I don't think the Eiffel Tower is particularly hideous. I mean, obviously, I'm not attracted to buildings, but I mean, I do think that buildings can look great and beautiful, and I don't really remember that the Eiffel Tower was a particularly bad building. I mean, like I said, I want it to survive, but honestly, that doesn't mean I should go anywhere near it. In fact, I just shouldn't go back to France because I just can't communicate in French. Now, why was I in France to begin with, you might ask? Well, my mom speaks French. She's fluent. But I'm not. I was there with her. That's why I was telling the story. That's why she was in it. She's the one that got me there. Artists protested in the name of French taste, calling it a useless and monstrous tower. That is very cruel. Why would he... This tower deserves so much better, man. But, I mean, it's kind of a tourist attraction now, so what am I supposed to say? Monsieur Eiffel responded to the protest by who is this? Eiffel responded to the protest by comparing his tower to the great achievement of the Egyptian pyramids. Okay, I'm going to be blunt with you, dude. The Egyptian pyramids, there's more than one of those, and I'm only seeing one tower in the distance here. Yeah, so I'm not really sure that it's comparable because there are multiple Egyptian pyramids and only one Eiffel Tower. There aren't Eiffel Towers, there's just one. And the Egyptian pyramids definitely required far more effort. However, this doesn't mean they're as tall as the Eiffel Tower because I haven't done my research. They could be, I wouldn't know, I wasn't there. I didn't go to Egypt and I never will. What's my problem with Egypt? Well, it's hot. It's hot there. I don't want to go somewhere where it's hot. No, I'd probably die. Eiffel responded to the protest by comparing his tower to the great achievement of the Egyptian pyramids, saying it would become a historic landmark for generations to come. Well, that's not wrong. But if this is actual history, that is a very good call there. I'm surprised that this was correct. But that's only if this is the actual story, because like I said, I haven't done my research. He thought if something like this was good enough for the Egyptians, it was good enough for us. What's wrong with the Egyptian pyramids? Like, what's wrong with them? And besides the fact that I don't know how they were built. Beyond that part. And because... Oh, and they had to build it with a lot of sunlight, obviously. I mean, as I said, my main criticism of Egypt is how hot it is there. But, you know, Egypt can't control that. They can't control it. So, unfortunately, yeah. Although Egyptian culture isn't really like it was back in the day, I'm mostly a fan of Egyptian culture like from back in the day, the ancient Egyptian days. Now the culture is much different compared to back in the day, which isn't a bad thing, it's just I've got my preferences. That's just what I'm going to say, and that's not a bad thing, but I'm not going to pretend that current culture is the same as back then when that's not true at all. Oh my god, let's move on. Nowadays, you won't find a single person in Paris who isn't proud of the Eiffel Tower as a symbol of this city. Well, I'd be very surprised if I did. But, you know, I think the French probably have trolls too. I mean, every culture has their own form of trolls, right? I'm not making that up. I mean, the French can access the internet. So they can also troll people on the internet. They can troll each other on the internet. Although I'm not sure how often they do that. So don't ask me because I don't know. I haven't done my research. I just look at someone that is obviously human, and I say human even if I'm not able to communicate with that human. If you speak a foreign language and you don't speak English, I don't know how to talk to you. That's not a bad thing, but if we were to communicate, we would need a translator, you know? Someone that knew both our languages. His passion and belief has been passed on to the citizens of today. And his memory still lives on. His passion passed on to others. Oh, right, there's a point to this, isn't there? Okay, I'm not going to pronounce that. Basically, this is like the finals or something. Okay, anyway, guys, that's going to wrap things up for this video. In the next video, I'll talk about things besides the Eiffel Tower because, let's just be honest, I think we would all prefer I move on.